Jungle we go. Deep into week 6.
All right. Tiny ban first phase. That's unusual.
5 of the 6 Brazilian players here in the upper division in this match.
So wait, if you take Tiny first phase, there has to be a very specific hero you want. Like, do you want Puck? Do you want Brood? What's up with that?
Are you sure you're not just reading too far into SG's drafting strategy?
Maybe, yes. But, I mean, they were fans of the Tiny, and considering they have...
That's kind of what I'm getting at. I think they're just overvaluing the Tiny. And they don't want to first pick it for some reason, so they don't want to hand it over to Unknown because in their head, he's the golden goose.
Interesting.
I have a bigger
I don't
question.
agree.
Who is Shark Boys? And why did they just defeat SG 51-15 in a 30-minute crushing?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Apparently, they were playing another tournament 4 days ago versus a team called Shark Boys. And Shark Boys absolutely slaughtered SG in a best-of-1.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
That's very weird.
5 seconds remaining.
The Shark Boys team's actually cleaning up because it's mostly against random stacks, but I don't recognize any of these players. I was just going to point out that SG is, playing in some other events, sort of, but Unknown hasn't played since the last DPC game.
Oh, that's weird because when I look at Gosu Gamers, that series is not registered here.
Ooh, spooky.
Weird.
The mysterious series that never was. Well,
the mysterious
we got 2
Shark
deers.
Boys. Yes.
We got Disco Deer and the much more annoying and the fawn, I suppose, that one fawns after and she just walks away from you because you can't kill her. It's very frustrating to play versus.
Oh, that makes sense, taking the Tiny if you're playing Enchantress, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are usually afraid of those attacks. I'm sorry, you're not afraid of those attacks, but Tiny is all about the magic burst, and I love the Nyx. I like this SG draft pretty well. You get this 5 that KJ really likes, and you get Nyx against that Fireless Shrek. That seems like a win to me.
Dire team ban.
I would.
It's definitely fine. They have played well with this Ench in many games past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is by far KJ's best hero that he's shown us, at least. Looks like he gets a lot done on the hero. And more so than just like helping out a safe laner, he has that extended reach where he might impact the mid, he's going to impact your stacks, especially when he plays on that Dire side, right? He's going to get into that top Radiant triangle. You'll see him there.
Yeah. It seems like it meshes well with what they need to do to enable Costa Bile. Like these games where KJ can't make that space for him early, sometimes he doesn't take off, and then they're just playing scramble Dota to try to get their carry to the point that they can fight, and then they never really do. The games they look good are when he gets that lane, and then he can go into the mid game with like a little bit of an advantage. Maybe one thing that I've observed the Costa Bile SG, when they're playing from ahead, they have a good sense of when to fight, when to farm. When they're playing from behind, it seems like they get stuck in that trap of over farming, which is an easy trap to fall into, but still, sometimes when you're doing the slow bleed, you got to take some risky plays to make it back, right?
And Unknown have just had a very small hero pool lately. I'm looking at these bans for SG, and it's covering like the majority of their drafts. Like they picked a ton of Tiny, a ton of Abba, and then this Leshrac as well with the Snapfire too. So like these later bans are gonna have a lot of value. Maybe like the Nature's Prophet, perhaps. Maybe you don't necessarily need it with the Lesh because they will run that mid, but they have a very clear strategy of like very fast early tower pushing, right? They pick Lesh, they pick Nature's Prophet, they pick Dragon Knight in all of these games. I think
Radiant team ban.
I'll go for the Luna. Yeah, lots of Luna games.
All right.
Pretty safe. I guess Luna's at that point now. I don't know. This hero is... I still don't like it, but she's starting to win me over a little bit.
10 seconds remaining.
And if this is going to be a sloppy series, I do get it.
5
All right,
seconds
question, guys.
remaining.
What if Unknown pick Faceless Void? Yeah, like I feel like they have a lot of
They
damage
might win.
into the Chrono. and they took all of the saves out on the side of SG. I mean, they already picked their 5 anyway, so it's not like that's even possible.
I think Void's okay.
Radiant team pick.
Lesh, Snap, Fire. It's a good setup for it.
Yeah.
Even just Void, Snap is hell of a combo, man.
Yeah, you can also go the minus armor route too with these two heroes, right? Because you have the Edict and the little Shredder.
True.
Like I mean, you could 5 the Snap and go Tusk, and then you could do like Tusk Lesh lane,
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's solid.
or you could pick a different 5, like a.
5
I saw Insania ran a
seconds
Dazzle today. That's pretty wild. I don't know if I go that far, but Grim's not that good.
remaining. Dire team pick.
No, yeah, they'll take
There
the
you go.
Tusk. I like the
Wow.
Tusk.
Good call.
Yeah, they don't
Minus
have 4s
armor,
or
baby.
5s that can deal with the shard. That's pretty good.
Just 3 very solid heroes.
Only downside is you don't see any of the cores, so all 3 of the cores will probably have a decent way of
10
dealing with
seconds
shards,
remaining. Radiant
or
team
they
pick.
just won't care. You know.
Spirit.
There's one.
Like this.
Oh, they cover themselves with the Darkseer, with the Nyx, Darkseer or Bat.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I guess they haven't really shown a game that looks really good for the Darkseer, but I mean, they banned the Oracle. They
seconds
picked the Nyx
remaining.
Assassin for like the combo breaker stopping potential. If they pick a
5
good
seconds
Agi hero
remaining.
here that Darkseer likes playing versus with the wall, they might go for it.
True. Yeah, no, that's interesting because the Oracle
You
is
could
definitely.
jug, though.
Dire team pick.
Oh, you could also Bristle. Forgot about him.
But Viper, the Wiper. I mean, you're just Vipering, right? Like, I feel like that's definitely
really
worth.
That's why I think you always just ban Bristleback because it really feels
10
like he forces a
seconds
couple of
remaining.
heroes that a lot of these players are not comfortable with.
5 seconds
Like,
remaining.
you know, guys remember that game Tavo played Snapfire with Travels and it was awful? I feel like we're gonna get to like that same. All right, you're playing this hero Tavo, and then he builds like items he shouldn't build, and it doesn't look good. That's what I'm afraid of. If they go Viper.
He could Enigma. That's a hero that he
we
likes.
saw that, and they lost to Bristleback the same way.
Well, doesn't mean it
Like,
won't
if
happen
you-
again. It was only versus the legendary team Hokori, who just defeated Infamous.
Okay, they went
Well, it was
Viper.
Viper.
And they Viper, yeah.
Legendary team. Yeah.
I mean,
But
need I
so, all
remind
right.
you, Bowie?
Let's think about this, though. Again, this was the most obvious Viper pick ever. So what is Unknown thinking here?
10
They knew
seconds
this. This has
remaining.
got to be somehow a bait, right? How can this 4th
5
pick Viper
seconds
be
remaining.
advantageous?
I don't
What's
think
the?
it is. I don't
All
think like you're gonna lane this Bristle mid or probably mid, and then
That's
you're
it.
fine.
You think Unknown just picked Bristle 4th and forgot about Viper,
Now-
or they
No,
just
I don't
don't
think
care?
it's gonna counter the Bristle. That's what I like. That's what I mean. I don't think it's a good enough counter. Like Bristleback gets counter if he's off lane and he doesn't have enough resources. This Bristleback's going to be massive. He's going to have an Ags with 550 move speed. He's not going to stay in the puddle.
Now, what if you do this? What if you pick Slardar, all right, as Unknown, and then you buy the Aghanims, and then you guys ever play Super Mario Sunshine? When you make the puddle, it washes away the goop.
Oh,
I see.
smart.
Okay, that doesn't actually work. Just so you guys, just so we're clear, before someone
well,
goes
but-
out there and tries
10
that.
seconds remaining.
In terms of, I mean, Bristle can definitely itemize for dispels, but you got
Team
Nyx who can set up free stuns. Then you got Searing Chains. Hopefully, Viper buys an Atos at some point. Maybe you got an Ench Centaur in there throwing stuns. I mean, you got some tools to keep this Bristle locked in the goo.
Yeah. There's
They
a
need
couple.
somebody with mana burn.
10
Like I
seconds
wouldn't mind seeing a
remaining.
Slark with a diffusal blade here. I think that could be okay. Scary against Lesh, but mana burn does seem to be a pretty effective tool against the Bristle. Like these PL kind of heroes.
Agree.
Can they PL here for SG?
Against Lash.
I know it's
is-
into Lesh.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a no-go for me, dog.
Everything feels bad into Lesh, but you got to
5
deal with the
seconds
Bristle.
remaining.
I think. I mean that's really the beauty of this draft. You know, you want to pick Slark. Oh, there's a Lash. You want to pick PL. There's a Lash. So this combination of two heroes makes pretty much everything SG would like to pick a little bit.
Dire team
What about
pick.
Razor?
I just
option.
want Costa Bill to be playing something that is like fits his style. I honestly wouldn't mind a
Gotta
super
get out of your
greedy hero.
comfort
I wouldn't
zone,
mind an
dude.
Arc Warden here, just so like they
Oh.
actually.
That's disgusting.
10 seconds.
I think they should just pick something that can contest stacks. I would want to play fast. Get out of your
5
comfort zone,
seconds
Costa Bile. All
remaining.
right.
I don't think
Arc
SG
Warden
plays well.
sounds terrible.
When they're going fast, dude. What about Terrorblade here? I
mean,
think
that's
it's better
his
than
signature
PL.
hero.
Radiant
I think of at
team
least.
pick.
They go for the
Ooh.
secondary break with the Fan of Knives.
Okay. Okay.
Two
okay.
breaks.
2 breaks is better than 1 break. I think that's better.
That's science. That's math right there.
A lot of slow. 2 AoE breaks.
And now
All right,
you don't have the
SG.
breaks for RPA. Aha! Activated our trap card.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, I mean, they have 1 stun in the entire team. I think that Viper pick, I understand
Big.
why it was picked, but I think it was a big debate. If SG, they can crush their lanes, I don't think it's going to matter.
I think
But
they're
they
going
the
to pick
could
lanes don't go
gyro
well.
based on their history. They'll
is-
probably going to gyro.
Could PL? Could Bloodseeker?
Bloodseeker is good. I like that.
Could
guess-
Weaver?
Weaver, yeah, minus armor with the Leshrac and the Bristle and the Tusk.
How about safe lane TA?
Against Viper? That would be the ultimate. F
Yeah,
you.
I don't know. When they pick PA, they ban gyro. They play a lot of gyro. Gyro's left in the pool. Can't build MKB. I feel like their brain to them says that we're going to pick gyro here. That's my theory.
I would like
you
them
could
to
do
just pick
something
a stun.
crazy and like
a stun
Monkey
hero.
King.
Yeah,
You know, he's got the stun. He's got some circles to go with the Snapfire Lesh. It's
Ooh.
PL.
Now select
Okay.
your heroes.
That's kind of interesting. I feel like this is not a matchup we see very often.
PLPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of right actually.
That is an odd
Because-
one. It's like all
Because PA
about.
is often like 10th pick and she doesn't get picked into PL. This is a weird situation.
It's kind of like a you have to rely on all your teammates a lot more than other carry matchups. It's not as in a vacuum, you know. Like she needs someone to just control Teemo or spot him or somehow designate this is your target. I mean, to be fair, it's actually convenient that she has to build the shard anyway because that's going to help her find the real PL just from the damage.
This is
seconds
interesting.
2 very weird drafts.
Yeah.
This Phantom Lancer like just seems so greedy from Unknown, because if any of the Bristleback or the Phantom Lancer heroes struggles, like everyone's gonna struggle because no one can make plays.
I think
And
one
on the
thing
side of
that's
SG, they have no stuns.
Yeah. One thing that's cool though is this will be like the ultimate test of how broken is Bristle, right? 2 of the best breaks in the game. They've got some heroes to help set up. Like they got the chains, as I said. You got Nyx to set up stuns. If this isn't enough, if Robo Z pops off and this Bristle just breaks the game open, this hero is just confirmed busted.
Yeah, I
so
even-
that is one thing I like.
Ench is even fairly good, I think, versus Bristle with like the impetus and stuff too.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, pure damage for sure. I'm going to lean Unknown, but just barely. And I don't really have a good explanation. I think they're slightly better. Pre-draft, I was like 55-45. Now I'm like 51-49. Still favor an Unknown, but by a penny.
I think I'm going SG, but I do have my doubts about this Viper Nyx lane. I want to be proven wrong. And I guess if PA gets very, very fat, she still going to be the strongest here in this game because of the shard we talked about. So, yeah, they do have the win condition, I guess. It just depends on how easy the lanes are.
I just want to see this mid with the Bristle versus the Ember. See how the Flame Guard stacks up versus the Quills, because this isn't one we get to see very often, and see how many stacks are prepped for the Bristle as well from Widge as well. I feel like that's going to be pretty important, but he also doesn't want to leave his Leshrac on his own. So I'm going to slightly favor Unknown, I think, with their draft.
All right. Welcome to the good side, Trent. Let's see if it pays off for us. Gary, it's up to you now, bud. PL versus PA. You got your P's in line, buddy?
Yeah, I've got my pop filter installed as well, so we don't have any splattering either. I don't know about you guys. The slight lean towards unknown Theban. I'm heavily leaning towards them.
Hang on,
SG
Gary.
side.
Hang on. I'm putting 60,000 channel points on SG right now. Wait.
Oh shit! Really?
Wait. Yes, I'm literally almost all in on SG here. Listen,
I'm going
looking
all
at this
in on
draft,
unknown
okay?
then.
I'm like thinking about drafts, right? I drafted for 15 years, and I understand counter picks, one way or another. And I'm thinking, unknown, how did you end up with this lineup? Because first of all, SG, they got the Knicks against the Lesh, awesome, right? Then they picked this Ember, just like a casual Ember pick. And then your last pick in a PL into the Ember and a PA? So there's a Battlefield hero, there's a Maelstrom hero, and the Ember's probably going to buy Shivas at some point. And then you also pick Bristleback while Viper's in the pool. Like, mind is just blown. Like,
but do you think the like 1-to-1 direct hero matchups, you consider them much more than overall team draft? Like team fight is kind of lacking from SG. Tower push isn't really there. They're very like single target focused, and I guess they can blow people up. I'm just worried, like if unknown get lashed with the mech, the pipe, Bristleback's tanky with his Vanguard, his hood, PL gets a diffusal blade. I'm struggling to see how SG match up in a clash, like a proper fight.
That's the thing. SG's team fight is not any worse than unknown. I think they have exactly the same amount of team fight. Who's their Kisses opener? Toss Shard? A snowball?
I guess.
Plus Kisses get countered by Spike Carapace. You just get spiked on your first Kisses, and there you go. Your team fight is dead. Leshrac is gonna run into Spike Carapace. Mana burn, same thing. Bristleback, mana burn, Spike Carapace, same thing. The Nyx is like king of this map. The Peel though, the one strength of Peel in this game is he will counter the Viper, the Ench, and the Nyx Assassin, right? The 3 heroes. But he's being hard countered by the position 1 and 2 in this game.
That's definitely gonna be an interesting one then. So you've gone what, 60,000 on SG?
Yep.
30 grand, here we go. I've not got many channel points, but 30 grand on unknown.
I'm in.
We've also got to consider that there's the meta game you've got to play as well, right? Peru server. SG playing on Peru.
Oh, that's what you guys are going with? All right. I understand.
That's another little thing that tilts the scale. It's that little feather on top that pushes it slightly towards them as well. But anyway, we'll see. Laning stage could go very well here for SG. They've got Enchantress, that real prime lane bully. Viper with a Nyx Assassin could really get up in the face of unknown. I think it's going to be a scrappy game, and it could go either way. But I'm putting my points on the line here. All my channel points. PL versus PA.
This PL needs to pop off early game though. He's gonna have to get a few kills on the Viper and just dominate with those illusions and just try to take the game from there. The Diffusal Blade needs to come at a really good timing to be able to counter the Ember before the Ember counters the PL. There is a point where the PL is stronger than the Ember, but Ember will be able to overtake that in the mid of the late game.
Yeah, like you've been saying, they do lack that catch and kill. And they've got Snowball, Split Earth. They don't really have really great stuns to catch Ember Spirit. And Tavo down bottom, taking a bit of a beating there with a little Shredder and Timo running towards him. While Nyx Assassin trying to drag that additional wave around. Theo should be able to successfully bring that just in front of the tier 1 tower. So a bit of calm in that bot lane as we can start thinking about some of these others. Ember against Bristle mid.
Yeah.
And as Trent was saying, Flame Guard against Quill Sprays, it doesn't really do that much, does it? Defensively.
Exactly.
But aggressively.
I think Bristleback should be able to come out ahead in this lane, but ADR, he's just going to play for farm, play for his levels, play for stacks, and then try to make plays on the side lane, right? And you got Ench, PA, you got double slows onto this Leshrac. I would love to see ADR just get his level 6, level 7, and gank that Lesh.
Yeah. Getting right on top of him. A couple of Courier snipes, though. Widge takes out KJ and Costabiel's Courier. And they're forced to try and sentry ward up that camp as well. Yeah, tons of gold going into their pockets, while it looks like this Tusk Leshrac lane, we've seen the ranged heroes. DP Lesh with the tag team do great work, especially against squishy targets like this Enchantress.
And just, a little bit harder to deal with for sure, though, because she's fast and can get creeps. She's trying to find that angle to go on to KJ.
And there's the start. Nice little lightning storm, but the PA jumping straight on, and they miss the
Heals
split earth.
out.
Sacred
That's it.
doesn't land the stun, and that's it. Sacred, he's done for. The first blood for Coastabile comes out.
Not heal, but the enchant is out. It sounded like she casted heal. It's just a slow. But yeah, she's much tankier, you know, than the Leshrac is. So you just trade the damage. You're not going to be able to do anything.
And then unblocks the camp as well. So both camps now unblocked by KJ. We had that split earth stun from Sacred. Maybe a sign of things to come. Bad omen for that Leshrac.
Definitely.
Does manage to get the wave back.
13 and 6 of the PA.
That's a great start for that PA. And Wedge now getting jumped. Forced to TP. He's back to his tier 1 tower. That's a long TP though, because Sacred has just TP'd there. Oh, it's a tragedy for them.
Oh, the absolute disaster. The Leshrac just TP'd in. He completely forgot about that. And they just commit. You know, normally when someone's TPing out, you just let them go, right? But SG, they're just like, okay, if he's TP on tier 1, at least let's do some damage to him so he won't be full health. And then they just got a kill, and now he has to walk back to top. Edge gets a free
30k points. Up my points, Steven.
I mean, don't worry, Gary. It's only 3 minutes into the game. You don't have to worry. It's, you know, it's just literally like 2% of the game that has taken place so far.
And if it's anything like that previous series, it's going to be chaotic and bloody.
Yeah, bottom lane.
And they do get on top of that little snap fire. Tarvo getting chased down by Teemo. He wants to dive the tower and does claim the kill. Finishes off the Viper, so a good trade for Unknown down bottom at the very least.
Definitely.
Top lane, they find KJ at long last. The tag team and the damage. The PA is getting chased as well. They've got this Orb of Venom here on Weird Generators. He's chasing her down, but doesn't look like the Leshrac wanted to follow
He's
through.
just
Wanted to salve
damage.
instead.
Yeah, got the Orb of Corrosion on the PA too now. I wonder with this Orb of Corrosion, is Kostabia just gonna go Desolator? Or just go like Battle Fury into BKB? Because I have seen that build a little bit now. People just going like Orb of Corrosion and then rushing a Deso just to be able to fight. But you have to go Battle Fury 100% this game against PL. So it might just be like Battle Fury into a BKB.
Yeah, we'll see what he gets up to. And then, of course, that lane that we've not really looked into too much. 11 denies on Robozy's Bristleback.
Yep.
Adriano, he's keeping up in CS, but in comes these stacks of Quill Sprays. He pops his wand. It was a full stacked wand. It's on cooldown now, but doesn't look like Robozy's going to be able to finish him off. Just going to bottle up, cut the wave, and move himself out of there.
Level 6 now on the Bristol. So if he was 6 before he dove that Ember, the Ember's pretty dead.
Snap going to have to cook you out of that goo. So much damage over time stacking from Tarvo.
Can't
Has
say
the urn
goo.
up now on this
Bristleback
Viper
has
too.
goo.
I'll call it goop then.
Gook. There we go. Okay. Cool.
No, goop with a P.
Goop. Okay.
Don't say the other word. That's naughty.
I mean, I didn't hear anything.
That's fine. I'm just going to dip that Phantom Lancer back into the jungle. And Tarvo is such a sticky hero now. He's got raindrops, urns, stick charges. Very kind of difficult to go on. Nick's Assassin here. He's level 4 as well now. Just watching out for Teemo's PL. I do get a drag back into the creep wave. So Phantom Lancer gets that free farm, but it's easily contested with Nether Toxin as up at top, KJ. He's been closed in on again, but this turnaround capability out of SG onto Sacred's Leshrac. He's snowballed up, back onto the Phantom Assassin, bottling through it, but Coastabile tanky enough with the 1 charges, and now Weirdgy's got a TP home.
They don't have any stuns. Yep, Coastabile is going to be salved right back up. And KJ also has a Nature's Tendance. No, doesn't want that. Just go back to farming. And next time the Leshrac comes top lane, Gary, that's a level 6 PA. So the crits are going to...
The crits are ready. And Chantress going on a sneaky little move towards the bounty rune. Oh, the Bristleback is there just ahead of her. Oh, look at this damage coming. And Sacred's going to cast a couple of spells. 127 bonus damage from 5 stacks of Warpath.
Going for a Vanguard next on RoboZ. Meanwhile, we see ADR just jungling it up, has a TP ready. Refill his bottle. And let's see what he does with this play. Because... love to see him just... Actually, he doesn't have any points in Searing Chains, does he? Huh? Max out the
No, he's got
effect.
max slight. Yeah, so like rotating could be a little bit awkward for him. We'll see what he does though. I mean, maybe with 8-minute rune coming up, he could find a nice bit of action. And Snapfire bottom left alone, like we've seen the Phantom Lancer has completely left that lane. And Prada going to cookie back. Fairy Fire under his tower. Theo getting turned on. Minus armor, but he's got a salve, so surviving the tower shots very nicely.
Yeah, and Teemo actually walking back for some neutral creeps, was it? Where'd he go? He's back bottom now.
Yeah, he was just jungling. I mean, he's going to get hit by the Nether Strike.
Just
Viper
a harass. That's how you gotta play.
Just chucks it at him.
It's very important that you keep the PL low HP, or else he's just going to constantly create illusions and just run at you. And Viper is actually pretty bad against PL, even as early as now. So he's going to have to be a little bit more careful on Tavo. He's only got 1 death so far, 2 kills, so he's not doing bad, but a tough lane for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to get worse very quickly.
Rune's bottom.
Rune is invis down bottom, and he's got a remnant waiting for it. He's like toying with them, running at them. He thinks about the remnant forward. He goes for it. No, he jumps down to the invis rune. Grabs it up for Adriano to maybe shift down to bottom where the Tavo Viper is being gone on. The cookie onto the PL illusion, but disengage time. Snapfire realizing there are TPs coming in pretty fast from SG. Uncharted is coming. Sacred dies to Costabil. That's a solo kill. The PA on the Leshrac while the Snapfire found in the forest.
Yep, and Leshrac ran out of mana. PA had wand, just traded damage and was able to get the solo kill. I mean, this PA is now level 8, building up towards that battlefield. Went for power treads as well. So Costabil, like, he's got that early fighting build going. He's not going for that straight battle fury and just rushing towards his items. He wants to be able to battle this game.
Yeah, we've seen that a fair amount from, you know, like Lumiere and the likes. He loves his real battle fury rush. No boots, just like slippers of agility, battle fury. Not this time around, though. Costabil, like you say, very much focused on being able to join these fights and set the tempo of the game for him and his team.
Oh my god, he's just bullying this Ember so hard. You know, as an Ember, you can't fight into this Bristle anymore. He's got 2 levels in Bristle back. That Warpath just gives so much damage. With the minus armor, like Ember as agility here, he kind of has really low armor.
Yeah, it's a rough one. Oh, Costabil, who just walks into Widge, stands his ground. They've brought the Viper up here now to try and defend that tower, so PA can slip through, make that nice little rotation through the jungle, farm up all the camps on her way down towards bottom. And they have already taken that tower, so it's very open for her down there. But she's been a bit slow on that movement. So the chain stuns with the snowball, Split Earth, and Leshrac with the magic damage. A cookie not going to quite connect, but they were getting close to a Phantom Strike jump out. So PA, a good kill for Unknown for sure.
100%. I mean, the PA just lost her ward, the Tusk dewarded, but she stuck around to farm that camp. If she just walked, like, what, 2 more steps, she would have got into a very safe position to farm. ADR with the DD, trying to make a play on RoboZ.
Can he do anything? There's a Nix with the carapace. Oh, the backup he can. 4 heroes coming towards mid. Yeah. The weak point on the Bristleback.
Yep. It's like the previous series we saw. You know, someone gets caught out on the top left side and then the bottom right. You know, you got a player really playing aggressively and getting punished for it. Bristol dying this early into the game, that's gotta feel really bad. And if he TP's middle, he's gonna be TPing into a Viper. They're gonna really try to put some pressure with this catapult. Yeah, Leshrac's coming in first before the Bristol.
And there's a good shot. Snowball kisses. They get on top of the Viper. The Remnant back in from Ember Spirit, wanting to force the fight around Sacred's Leshrac. He's being burst pretty quickly, but KJ found by the PL. They do still take down Sacred though. Viper with his Ember Spirit, they all fall back. They don't get the tower push they would have wanted, but still a great trade hero-wise.
I mean, Lesh just TP'd in too. It feels bad to die like that, because now when you're alive on the Leshrac, you're gonna have to walk out to a lane. RoboZ chilling mid. Where's the Viper at? He went back to base, so it's gonna be pretty late to come to mid to stop this Bristol from taking the tower.
Just spamming mana burn on him though.
Man.
Yeah, Theo just chucking spells, mana burn, impale, but tier 1 nicely, quickly dispatched with. While Teemo is that looming threat, right? He's in the jungle, he's farming away on this PL, top of the net worth. You've got to be worried about how fast that Phantom Lance is actually going to be online and fighting you. While your TA, you know, she's taken a tumble once, and that Battle Fury has been slightly delayed.
Very in a safe place though on the PA. If you think about it, Unknown, it was such a big thing getting that PA kill because their heroes don't really gank that well.
Adriano. Really not too many things he has to fear here. There's tag team, snowball, everything. Yeah, it's being used
That's all
up.
the stuns they got.
That's it. Yeah. Just running around with that haze stream.
Let's check again.
Oh dear.
They got the tower.
He gets the tower with that final touch of the edict, but still, that's a 5th death on that Leshrac for Sacred.
Yeah, it's just golden XP for the Nyx and PA. Nyx especially getting that experience. I wonder if he's just gonna max out the mana burn now. Skip on the Impale being leveled up. Leave it at level 2. It's really good against the heroes of Unknown.
Yeah.
Even if you burn the mana, the
Bristleback
PL would be great too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm looking at those heroes thinking, yeah, Lesh, yeah, Bristleback. Then you realize, hang on, PL needs to be casting spells, especially when he gets towards that Aghanim Shard. Super reliant on his mana pool.
And they don't really have that many heroes on it, like SG, to spam a lot of spells in fights either. So these magic wands, it's not like extremely high value.
This
Unlike
is
a Bristleback, who's in the front and clicking 2 spells every half second.
Oh, Theo's Vendetta here, so well timed. It's going to break the smoke and allow the PA to escape. They cookie onto the Nyx, but I don't think they've got it. Oh, there's a sentry. They sentry too late.
Yep. Snapfire was like, hey, there's a Nyx here. He spike carapace me. And Wish is like, huh? What? He doesn't dust. And now
Nyx walks back into them.
Again.
Another carapace though. He has the stun set up onto the Leshrac. The kiss is in towards Theo. They need that finishing touch. The snowball towards that Talbot Viper is going to put them in a dangerous spot. Theo with the carapace back. He does stop the kisses coming, but he dies as PA jumps in onto Sacred. Leshrac traded out yet again for a support kill, while the route onto Robo-Z forces him to stay around in that Nether Toxin, and a Remnant out means Ember Spirit safe and sound.
Once again, Sacred gonna take a fall. I mean, there are 4 Heroes of Unknown. They do manage to kick out SG, but this is SG fighting without their Battle Fury, without their Maelstrom. And they're still able to make some trades happen right now. So the PL, for the time being, he is the king of the map. Until they finish those items. Robo-Z.
Hello.
They don't have any more stuns.
Atos.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just gonna...
Something they're all struggling with. Interesting snowball, though. Widget's Tusk rolls up towards that dire high ground and dies. Need a bit of a pause for Adriano there. But yeah, it's something that both teams really are having difficulties contending with. Catching heroes and killing them. That's why, I was thinking when it comes to this point in the game where we do have these head-on-head clashes, it's going to come... It really is. Like you said, it's going to come down to itemization, isn't it? Itemization, these hero counters.
Yeah. I mean, the PL is just trying to play game, right? Just get that Diffusal Blade, get his Manta, and SG, I feel like with the pace of the game they're going at, they're very happy with the situation. They just have to finish their items at this point. Even the PA with the Battle Fury, it won't be enough, but that BKB will be coming 4 minutes later, I would say, right? Especially if they keep killing this Leshrac here and there. And the PL is like, okay, I'm gonna buy Diffu, I'm gonna buy Heart. Hopefully we get good fights. Hopefully I kill this Viper or the Nyx. Last engagement I saw him go for the PA, and I think that was a huge mistake on his end. Go for the targets that you can guarantee the kill on, right?
Especially at the start of the fight, blowing someone up and getting that numbers advantage matters so much in Dota nowadays. And they'll leave Costa be able to clear through some stacks while 3 of them smoke down into that bottom jungle. Theo leading the charge, Adriano just behind, and it's Sacred who's under his tier 2 that's going to get Carapace stunned. Oh, he turns off his Pulse Nova in time, still clipped by that Impale. And in comes the Split Earth though, and Sacred. Pulse Nova's ready with the bottle charges and the wand. Again, it's a trade, Sacred for support.
Yep. It's just so hard, man, to play this Leshrac into the Nyx Assassin right now. And then you're going to also have to deal with the PA. Every time you get Spike, Carapace, and stunned, you're afraid that the PA is just going to jump in and kill you. There, we have the Ember who jumped in and was the follow-up for the Nyx Assassin. How do you really itemize against this? Because there's so much physical damage. You're just trying to buy, mech. You're trying to get what armor item you can, but it's never going to be enough.
You're just thinking, when am I allowed to buy BKB, guys? When am I allowed to buy an item that lets me live? He's going to go mech into Yule's. I guess something that can allow him to survive a little bit longer. And they do group up around that top tower. DD Robo-Z makes it work with a catapult wave, forcing a glyph and some TP rotations. KJ looking to start things off with this Enchantress. No boots, just medallion, a lot of bits and bobs, fluffy hat, raindrops. Pretty tanky, honestly. 11 armor under tower with about 1,000 HP. Also bringing Tavo up top. And that's a 5-man maneuver by Unknown, while the map spread here from SG much more efficient.
Yeah,
Good
I
observers
think
coming down too.
the PL, he's gonna have to get involved. He's TPing bottom. He sees ADR just taking this tower all by himself. It's like this left strike is top, but they know the
That
PL
means
TP
they
bottom.
go.
They want to fight top, exactly.
They absolutely do. Well, he's stuck in the Nether Toxin, the 2-man stun. Robo Z,
Broken.
he's dead. They get straight on top of that Bristleback. Lashrak with the Pulse Nova going, the Snowball save, and the magic damage from the kisses coming. They get on top of Theo. The Sacred once more trades his life for a support kill, while Talvo rains the poison down onto Snapfire, finishes off Widge as well. 4 for 1 this time is that trade out that SG claim.
Wow, I mean, I was just saying they need to get involved with the PL so that they can actually take this tower or something, but Ember, ADR just making the split push happen, forcing the PL to TP bottom, then TP top to take the 5 versus 4 fight. And SG, they just got the Battle Fury. The P is getting involved. She's getting so much out of these team fights. And ADR now going for Aghanims next. They're gonna have crazy amount of clear for the PL, and I feel like he's just missing his timings right now, Gary.
Oh, all of them are. Like
Yeah.
Robo Z, he felt very tanky. 15 minutes in, they get a couple of tier 1s, but they've not been able to convert into Roshan or any real proper fights. Like you say, because Phantom Lancer has been a very passive, non-forceful hero, just hiding in the triangle.
He can't
His
really.
Mantis Star's nearly done.
The thing about Bristle is he may have these tanky items, but against Nether Toxin, he's nothing. He's just like any other hero. In fact, worse, because he doesn't have any ways to escape from the fights.
Gotcha.
I mean, they've got like Snowball save, but they're going to need Force Staffs, they're going to need Glimmer Capes.
Yeah.
Prada on that Snapfire is going into the Medallion as we kind of expect her to. The Tusk
guess
wants a
it's
Blink
caught
Dagger,
again.
and there's the Atos into the Nether Toxin. It's a cookie out. So Robo Z is allowed to disengage. A little Snowball dodge on the Viper Strike, and tag team on Adriano. They've got the stun towards Talvo as well. Unknown, they come in, they find a kill. Adriano does have some remnants to play around with here, though, so very unlikely that he'll die.
Yeah, good cookie came out there, and it looked like Theo, he didn't get the Spike Carapace hit off on the Bristleback because the Nether Toxin came out first, and RoboZ just wasn't going to click his spells because he knows the Spike Carapace was probably coming. So, good call out RoboZ. Managed to live through that gank, gets the tier 2 tower.
Brute force the tower, get the outpost.
But hold on, PL
19
just
minutes
TP
in.
bottom again. Wait, we've seen
that means
this
they
movie
wanna-
before.
SG wants to come out and fight, don't they? The Ghost slowing down the Bristleback. Nyx Assassin looking for that looping play around them. They'll let them get out there, just reclaim their jungle once again as SG. That Unknown forced to backtrack and defend their towers over and over again. It doesn't feel like Unknown are able to plant themselves somewhere and just control the zone. They're always reacting and moving, trying to put out fires, like you like to say.
Yeah, and SG just want to hit this BKB timing on the PA. And she's got it now. There's a
There it
smoke
is.
coming, but it's going to be too late.
Radiant are scanning.
Can they even catch her? Radiant scan. They see nobody. The triangle is evacuated by SG.
It's going to be
And the
there's gonna be a
fact
solar
that-
crest as well from the Ench onto this PA2. Like they
Oh,
just
nice.
this is it for SG here. This is where they would want to smoke up, fight with this BKB, get a kill, get Roshan, and start controlling the map on SG. Like they've been controlling it, but in a very split push defensive way, and now they're just looking to get ahead, trying to put the pressure onto Unknown.
Top tower is under attack.
And barrel down that mid lane. There's a golem trying to get the tower. Denied out back. But here comes Adriano. Slight chains onto the snap. Cookie to try and disengage. A snowball buys a bit of time for Prada as they do get a punch on the Costa Bill, but the BKB Phantom Assassin slices through the two supports, and PL's forced to doppel back to his tier 2. It is the first showing of the BKB. Not a massive teamfight victory, but it's definitely dictating that SG will take this part of the map, and Unknown, they can sod off top.
It's a very cautious play there from Costabil just to pop that BKB there onto those two heroes. It looked like they were pretty dead, to be fair. And if they did have the BKB still up, then maybe they could have gone for the Roshan. Instead, they're just going to back off, wait for that BKB to cool off, and try to buy that Desolator.
All right,
now.
Theban. Theban, it's time.
What's up?
What did you call
is
it? The carpal tunnel?
Carpal tunnel, yeah. Carpal tunnel.
Aghanim Scepter for Bristle, yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
is
got it.
QW
The carpal
time.
tunnel's online. All right. I mean, you gotta have to deal with the carpal tunnel. Like, it's just too painful if you don't. So let's see what SG do.
They're taking Roshan pretty quickly.
Oh, look at that Ember, the slight with
Adriano.
the so much damage.
Does a lot of damage into that pit. SG going to defend the Roche for now, but Bristleback thinking about popping back in there. Considers it for a second, but he's not got the stacks of goo up. An early carapace from Theo. What's his disengage play now? Because Teemo, he's right on top of the next assassin. A great split earth, but comes to Beal. The snowball save gets Lashrak out of danger, and they've blown out the PA. GBKBs found straight to the high ground. Still under the shards, though. She's stuck in there, and the PL has her number. Teemo on a killing spree. The kisses now onto Talvo. It's a double for Teemo. Oh my god. SG, the slip ups. Unknown with some great turnaround plays with that snowball in particular.
Yeah, the carpal tunnel's doing it. I mean, that snowball. I'm just shook the PA didn't BKB the snowball, right? When it's coming towards you, if you get stun locked there and then they punch you, especially with your BKB not active, you're going to take so much magic damage from this Leshrac and the Snapfire. And it's exactly what happened, right? When the PA blinked out, she had like 400 HP with BKB on. Absolute disaster. Nice shard there too from Wish. And Aegis, suddenly this game, unknown. They've just blown it wide open. SG, they're going to have to settle down for a minute or two.
That's a 4k swing. That's a 2k lead from SG that swung all the way to 2k for Unknown. Oh, now, yeah, PL, Aegis, Manta, Diffusal. He's incredibly strong. I take over this high ground in the triangle. KJ, wrong neck of the woods, I believe. A mega kill streak for Teemo's PL now. 5-0-2, and he's a real heavy hit and carry here for Unknown. They go for the tower. No response right now. Adriano's pushing bottom lane. Costabiel's trying to farm out top as best he can. This is a systematic mood for Unknown, though. Oh, I thought they were going to go bot for tier 1, tier 2. There's a long line drawn there, but they're actually going to go high ground into tier 3. Risky.
Well, they got the Edict now. And just still dead for 2 more seconds.
And there's no glyph. They just get the tier 3 just like that.
Yep. I mean, it's not the biggest deal losing your tier 3. Obviously, if you lose another fight, then the Raxes will die rather quickly, but Unknown are going to be just taking that, going back to farming, getting the next items. How much longer on this Aegis? 3.5 minutes? Yeah,
Plenty.
Teemo must feel like a god right now. Nothing
They
to
are
worry
under
about.
dire vision. They need to send you this.
Neck and neck in terms of net worth, right? The PO and the PA. And now, this PO is starting to pull ahead by a lot after that Roshan fight.
He absolutely is, and they're doing an interesting smoke here. Prada Teemo still in the triangle, and they're going to see these Manta illusions appear from nowhere, and maybe understand that there is a bit of high ground vision there in the triangle themselves, as SG need to hold on to their mid lane. Tavo with another toxin, Slaughter Fist from Adriano. They're trying to jump in.
Blink cancelled.
They can't make the move, and Adriano has Ag's Remnants now, so speedily disengages from that mid-fight.
Yep, and it looks like Theo is going to go for the creep wave? No, that's not the creep wave. Okay,
That's
he's
a
just
bounty
going to
rune.
go for the, steal the bounties. Looks good.
They've got to maintain these lanes, though. Like, bottom lane's still pushed all the way across the river. Mid lane, I guess they're going to have to deal with as well. This feels a little bit wonky for them. Unknown, not dewarding this triangle. Like, there's still a Dire Observer Ward watching their every step. And RoboZ loses his courier. That was his Sanj.
Yeah, they have the war sentry over here on this hill, and then on this hill they don't expect the super defensive ward from SG on the low ground. But yeah, like you said, it's giving a lot of information. They're just able to go out topside, split push. They just want this Aegis to run out. They can't take any engagements while the Aegis is still up. PA does have Deso now. ADR has his Aghanim's. He looks like he's going for a Kaya Sanj next.
Well, that's pretty good. But there's a bulldozer coming straight towards your high ground with a catapult behind them. Unknown. They make the break up towards the tier 3. Oh, a remnant forward. And a sleight of fist chains. Adriano's in on top of the snap and the bristleback
Oh, the
as they
snowball.
snowball react very quickly onto Costa Bill, but the BKB PA making a jump into the Walrus Punch while Robo Z and that Phantom Lancer of Teemo, they are shredding through Theo, but they've got no reveal. Tarbo's now a target that they've got to choose to go on to as the Viper with 4 stacks of goo. Oh, here we come, the QW out of Robo Z. Viper's down, unknown. They've got the pick off they need it. Now you know there's no PA BKB, there's no spells for SG to hold their high ground. They need the glyph to defend their base. In behind Adriano, he's getting chain stunned and snowballed upon. He's gone. He's got buyback, sure, but you're going to lose your barracks. The bristleback timing, man. 20 odd minutes in, he comes out and he's just whacking you around. Robo Z, he's getting mana burned. It's a bit annoying. Theo, Carapace, stun already expended. He's got no Vendetta, he's dead.
Got no
He's
buyback
70
either.
seconds on the sidelines. KJ's now being shredded. They're just diving tier 4s. Have a little humility. Lashrak, the 3 and 8 Lashrak is now dropping chat lines on you.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Is this a mega creeping? That's a double raxing. Is this mega creeping?
It looks like it. I don't even know what's happening
Holy
anymore.
shit.
They just won off of one
Tarbo.
Aegis.
Tarbo.
Oh,
The
Tarbo.
4 staff. He's all. Oh, no, he's not.
dead.
No, he's not all right. He is not all right. And they've also got the catch on Costa Bila. He's got a BKB up and he makes the jump towards Widge. He's all alone though. A remnant forward from Adriano trying to give a bit of backup to the Phantom Assassin. Sacred
no
incredibly
mana.
low. They've got Estus Ring, a bit of mana for Robo Z to move forward. They know the PA is now stranded. But the Phantom Strike towards KJ. Gets her that gap and bridge away while Adriano remnants down to that second remnant but dies anyway. It feels like game over, honestly.
Well, rip my channel points, Gary. I can't believe this game that it turned like this. One Aegis and SG just
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
crumbled.
I'm not right very often, but I'll take this one.
I mean, you deserve it, because I would
My
have never seen this
goodness.
coming in a million years.
Theo, he gets a stun, a chain disable onto the PL, but Teemo is just running rampant in this dire base. Mega Creep's now coming. And SG on their last legs. I'm so strong, guys. I'm so strong. He really is so strong. He's 804. Untouchable Phantom Lancer. SG, I mean, they're going to be scratching their heads wondering what's gone wrong in this one. I mean, you said it. One Aegis, and they have done the most with one Aegis that I have seen in like 3 years. That has just been ridiculous.
I mean, that play next to Roshan, how SG just died with their heroes and not able to get any trades was just really sad to see. Because they were like outplaying Unknown for a very long time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's a rod of Atos into them. That's the Phantom Lance who just mantas it off. PA has the Phantom Strike back towards tier 4s. Theo, with the help of this Coastal PA, they're focusing onto Widge, but your base is being dived and demolished. Teemo, he's dropping low though, needs another doppelganger. He's being stunned up a fair amount. They make the move onto him, but they don't have the damage to take him down. Phantom Lancer stands tall and strong while Coastal buys back to only claim the life of Widge's Tusk. Maybe he can fight anymore, but no, they just call GG, it's over. Game 1 goes to Unknown.
All right. Well then. I think I'm gonna retire as an analyst here, Gary. This is it. I don't know what to tell you anymore. You know, if I even after watching this game, I will still tell you I want to play SG's draft every day, all day, because they had literally everything they needed to be able to counter all the cores on Unknown, but somehow just one mistake with even that first BKB usage from the PA onto the 2 supports and not being able to go to Roshan after killing the 2 supports, like all those small things that you don't do just give an opportunity for Unknown to take advantage of, right? Those 2 supports die, your BKB PA goes bottom to farm, and then they go into Roshan, they force you out, you make a mistake with your Viper dying, the PA doesn't BKB